Welcome to a summary of my third consecutive playthrough of a solo game of Axis and Allies Battle of the Bulge, and in this case I have to say it was the most fascinating one. It ended after turn 7. What you see on the board is a situation after the complete turn 7, so including reinforcements and movement and updating the front line, etc. And the Germans lost, the Allies won. The Germans only have 14 points. Now, how did that happen? They actually took Bastogne, but they lost it again due to Allied counterattacks. And as you can see on the board, there's not a single German supply token left on the board. And it's not like they don't have any supply. They have more than enough supply, but they didn't have any trucks left that weren't in an enemy zone of control, so that were actually able to leave the board. They have one left here. All the other ones were actually destroyed. What I did is I put them together with as many other unit types as possible to get the best possible air defense, but also meant they were either in a zone of control and they couldn't leave, or they actually got destroyed while being bombed in consecutive, subsequent Allied ground attacks. They are still in control of Verdomont, but they lost Trois Points, they lost Eupen. So yeah, the Allies have actually already begun to counterattack. They took Bastogne, and as I said, there's no point in moving on because the Germans simply playing on because the Germans simply don't have any supplies left. I have to admit, the more you play this game, it's probably true for many games, but the more you play this game, the better it gets. You start to see the little details, the things you should and shouldn't do. I mean, even now, apparently it's not always a good idea to put your trucks and supplies in the front line. I mean, normally it's not a good idea, but that would protect them much better from Allied air attack. But as you can see, there are also drawbacks to it, and there simply aren't any German supplies left on the board. The units left behind here had to retreat at a certain point. There weren't any supplies left in those hexes either to move them back up again. Of course, I could have dumped some supplies there earlier on, but yeah, I'm not sure if that's the best thing to do. That would have allowed the units to move again, but that's not what happened. But anyway, great game. The Allies certainly do stand a chance. It's just a bigger learning curve for the Allies. The Germans is just raw power, and if the Allies go up against them from the start and try to go toe-to-toe with them, there's no way they're going to win. So they have to retreat at certain points, at certain moments. They have to reinforce in the important places, hold on to certain cities as long as possible. For instance, Saint-Vit, I also tried to hold it for a long time. In the end, of course, I did lose it as the Allies, but I held up the Germans for a couple of turns. So you really have to pick your battles. Great game. Moving on to Asia and Gulf now, but Axis and Allies Battle of the Bulge, I think it's really the best Axis and Allies game in the Battle series, followed by Guadalcanal and D-Day, if you ask me, is really the worst one of the three. It also, it has its good points as well, but this one is much, much, much better. And for those of you who actually think that it's really slanted towards the Germans, they may have a 60-40% chance. And if you're a newbie at the game, yes, it seems that there's no way the Allies can possibly win, but they can, believe me. It's just a steeper learning curve to learn how to play with the Allies and to pull off a win. Anyway, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Next game I'm going to set up is Asia Engulfed.